is great. I'm sure I've been talking to myself this entire fucking time, dude, because I don't know if my mic was working. That's why you check. I'm such an idiot. All right, Vegas controlling in the Florida zone. White Cloud throwing it down low. Bennett ends up with it. Battle behind the net. Dorofeyev gets it to Hurdle. Hurdle battling up to the point. Throwing it down low. Dorofeyev keeps alive. Marner out front. And the swing and miss by Hurdle. On a shot. Dorofeyev trying to follow up. And Barbashev. Sorry, Bobrovsky, not Barbashev. Damn it, I'm all thrown out now because I just realized I have been talking to myself this entire time. Just brilliant. Just brilliant. All right. Anyway. Hutton threw it at the net. Good pad save by Bobrovsky. And Dorofeyev was there, just not enough space. Bob acted quick enough to get on top of the puck. Good job. Face off to the left of the Florida goaltender. Sisson's kicked out. Brett Howden comes in. Again, very happy to see Howdy back in the lineup. Puck all the way out. Lazan fakes it, gives it to Korzak. I wish Lazan would have just thrown it towards the net. Sissons takes a bump, but fights through it. Trying to find a place to go with it. It ends up behind the net. Mikkola is going to absorb a hit from Kolasar as Florida gets it out. Little battle up at the blue line. Florida back into their own zone. To Mikkola on the low wall. Met at the blue line by Kolasar. Came out of nowhere. Good pressure, but Florida gets it deep. Korzak back, pokes it up the high wall. Is on there. Loses it as he tries to get out of the zone. Puck right back down. Kolasar is going to send it. No icing as Howden would. He waved it off. What are we doing as officials? What the hell? What is going? So clearly, the guy's right there waving it off. He yelled so loud that you can hear over the crowd him saying, no, no. And the dumbass on the other side of the ice whose call it is, who doesn't have the call to make. It is not his decision whether that was icing or not. But the guy who's responsible for the call waves it off, and the guy who's not blows it dead. And we're like, fuck it. We're just going to take it down there anyway. Don't worry. So stupid, man. Kolasar able to get it out. Ekblad back into his zone. Zone feeds it to Forsling. Gets it up to the blue line to Lusternin, tossed into Marchand, who gets stopped by Schmid. Ekblad down low against Lazan. Lazan getting his stick involved and putting on a good fight. Eichel there to help, battling Marchand now. Florida's able to keep it in. Marchand making some moves, gets it past Kolasar. And another stop by Schmid on a puck floating from Forsling. Bouncing puck making its way to the low boards, to the point. Forsling across the ice. Good stick. Sends it the other way. Kolasar is going to be a little too slow, but at least we get a change. Saad putting on pressure as Forsling works across his own blue line. Hits the red and dumps it in. Never mind, it was blocked. Puck went to center ice. Florida skates it in, and Smith fights off the shot up and out of play. What a weird series of events that was. The camera went following it in. It ended up in the middle of the ice, right on the logo. Everybody's looking around, trying to figure out what the hell's going on. And Florida just went bursting in with the free shot from Rodriguez. But Schmid doing his thing, sending the puck sky high. I know we're not keeping three goalies. I know they're going to get rid of Schmid to keep Hart. And I know that pisses me off beyond belief because they already got rid of Logan Thompson and kept Hill when they should have gotten rid of Hill. And now Schmidt is playing his ass off. He has been playing phenomenal goalie. And they're going to get rid of him. Like, I mean, it's not in stone or anything, but this is the vibe I'm getting. And like, they're not going to get rid of Hill. And I don't understand why. Good goalie, injury prone, not as good as guys we've had. Oh man, sometimes Twitter's a fun place. Nothing new news wise. On the commercial breaks, I'm just trying to check if there's anything going on. Great job by Schmidt there because he very easily could have kicked that puck right into the net. Yeah, that might not have hit Schmidt's blocker. That might have actually caught the stick. Face off on the low dot in the Vegas zone. Eichel versus Lundell. Knights come away with it. Theodore behind his own net. All the way up ahead. I'm not sure if it was touched or not. It was not. I thought it was. That, I swear I saw that puck jump, but obviously not. I thought I heard it hit a stick. $8:12 to go in the first. Shots are 5-3. Florida forcing down the low boards. Another glove save by Schmidt as it was going on a hard angle across the crease. Theodore just able to get it out. Eichel up ahead with with Sod. Now he's got the whole squad. Theodore throws it down lower. I turned Australian all of a sudden. Barbashev, low baseline, all the way across. Set up, shot. Stopped by Bobrovsky. McNabb from the point. Marchand doesn't get it very far. Tried to send it deep, but it did not move much. Eichel battling Mikkola. Ooh, good stick to misdirect that pass. Schmidt ends up sending it to Verhage. He probably could have just gotten it to Whitecloud and been fine. Good stick up front by Theodore. Shea Theodore is looking like a gangster right now. I am very impressed with him this game. Oh, wait, was that Holtzy? Did I see 26 and not 27? I think I did. I think that was Alexander Holtz that actually made that fantastic play in front of the net. Riley Smith trying to get in with Holtzy and Cartley. A whole lot of chaos at the blue line. Holtz shot goes wide off a skate. Riley Smith going point. Korzak across the ice. Shot was on. Hits something in front of him. Goes to the high boards and onto a Florida stick. Vegas. Korzak. Good patience to make sure Vegas wasn't about to get a penalty for too many men. No icing. Puck in the high corner of the Florida zone. Everybody chasing it, and it ends up out of play. Face off should be to the high side of Bobrovsky. Dude, the amount of times I have seen that called, like it's the first hit was fine. It was when he comes off, the puck's gone, and he pins him back to the boards. I have seen that called for interference. Not saying it should be, but the amount of times I've seen that called for interference is like, okay, I guess that's not a penalty. Dorofeev trying to go back towards the blue line from the Vegas zone. Lazan has it on the low wall to Hurdle. All the way across to Marner. Marner tips it in for Dorofeev. He's chasing it, battling Mikkola. Hurdle to the high corner against Boquist, and now Florida's going to come out the other way. Bennett from the high dot. Mikkola not able to catch the rebound on the opposite side. 5.5 to go in the first. Shots are 6-4, Florida. Nope, that's Jones. Settles behind Bob Rofsky, waiting for the change. So the high boards, all the way up and out of play from neutral. 5:14 to go in the 5:14 to go in the first. No score yet. That was one thing I was actually planning on getting up and watching the UFC with the boys. Unfortunately, I woke up this morning feeling like death. And that's like, I can still hear it in my voice. I still feel like absolute shit. But I did turn on the last two fights. I saw the ladies fight, which, whatever. The decision, I couldn't really decide. I was like, to be fair, I was kind of half watching just because I don't know either of those two. But then watching Gane and Aspinall, dude, if somebody's gonna tell me that that was an accidental eye poke, I'm gonna tell you, yeah, so were all of John Jones, right? Stupid. It's like, no, that was not. He put one finger in this eye, and then this finger went under the eyelid into this eye. Like, it. Anytime you're a professional UFC fighter, you know doing this is not a smart way to avoid poking someone in the eye. Plain and simple. That's what John Jones used to do that all the time. He knew exactly where he was. He would just reach out with his fingers right into your eye. And now Aspinall couldn't open his right eye. He couldn't see. So they had to no contest the fight. Dude's fought once in like 2 years. Aspinall has fought once in like 2 years. Been trying to fight John Jones, but John Jones is a bitch. Because I don't care what his record is, dude. He needs to fight Aspinall, but he's running away from Aspinall. And that's like, at least the least I could give to like McGregor. You know, Khabib, he retired. Hey, I got my titles. I'm retiring. You guys fight for the belt. Like literally every belt holder has lost their belt. They're not little punks like John Jones, who knows damn well Aspinall would beat the shit out of him. And dude, Gane was having a lot of luck against Aspinall. Well, I won't say a lot of luck. He was doing well against Aspinall. I had Tommy's nose bleeding. Like it was starting to warm up into a good fight, like halfway through the first round, and then he double eye pokes the shit out of him, and it's no contest, and he wants to be up there like, oh, whoops. It's like Aspinall should have been like, dude, fuck that guy. I don't know why you're booing me. Boo that piece of shit for doing this. He wants to be John Jones so bad. Well, there you go, buddy. There's your first step. You're trying to poke your opponent's eye out rather than fight him. All right. UFC ran over. Back to the hockey. 4:40 to go in the first. Shots are 5-4 Florida as Balinskis goes behind his own net. Not quite. Comes out of the zone. Looked like he was going to. Eichel loses it. Fuck, Jack, come on, buddy. Lundell dips it down in front. Eichel's able to control it, get behind the net, give it to Hutton. He tries to go get some space, and he does. Eichel's able to get it to Saad, who backhands it deflected to Barbashev. And that puck goes up and out of play into neutral. 4:10 to go in the first. Again, you go back to last year. One of Florida's biggest advantages is their ice, because their ice is shit, but they're used to playing on it. So if you look, a lot of the toe drags, a lot of the more slight finesse movements, the pucks, like guys are losing the pucks. And I can't tell, like, I don't know if it's bumpy or if they're sticking or if it's just the snow buildup. Because I think that's one of Florida's biggest thing is the ice is just soft as hell. So you end up with a snow-covered flat, a snow-covered meadow instead of an ice rink. Good job, Eichel, trying to get it down low. Good job protecting it. Sod ends up and over the net. Vegas still has it to the high point. Shot. Trying to get to Sod for the tip in, and it goes wide. Sod circling back to Theodore. Shoots again. Misses the net. All right, Theodore, give it to somebody else to shoot. Barbashev throws it down to the high corner. Great pass to get it to Eichel. Looking for a place to go through the center. Barbashev cannot beat Bobrovsky. Ah, bless. We got some really good goaltending happening here. Good pressure on Mikkola by Riley Smith, who eventually looked like he got tripped down, but we're not going to worry about that. They still haven't added that shot. Breakaway for Reinhart beat Schmidt. What a fucking... My fucking mouse. Damn it. It's just a good transition, and our guys weren't ready. I don't understand what Korzak was doing. He decided to play the pass instead of playing the man. That was a bad decision on his part. He either completely lost track of him, of Verhage, or he like I said, he was like, "Oh, I got this. I'm gonna stop this puck right here," which is just a dumb decision to make. 2:20 to go in the first. Shots are it should be 6-5. It was 5-4, and then Barbashev got the close one on Bobrovsky. Whatever. I gotta find a different stream because this one just froze on me. Damn, dude. Verhage's 4 for 4 right now. 4 for the last 4. Come on, dude. What is going on? Why are we doing this? 2:17 to go in the first. $2.11. Let's see how far this one is behind. It's down to 2:01 there. Come on. All right. We just went from a little late to very, very late. Whatever. Hopefully it gets fixed during intermission. Up to the high corner of the Vegas zone. McNabb pokes it out to Marner. Tries to clear it out to Dorofeyev. At least they got across the line, but man, we just look sloppy. McNabb around, sends it in and around the low boards. Kept in by Theodore. Puck going down to Hurdle all the way across, thrown down by Dorofeyev. Could not control it through the crowd. Well played by Florida to get it clear. Lundell into the zone. A little easier than I would like to see. Hutton tries to go up the boards. He does. All the way across. Marner tips it for Sissons and Howden to chase. Really wish this line would start. Hey, what the hell, dude? Just wrap them up and tackle them. Under a minute to go in the first. Man, just wrap them up and take them down, I guess. Shit. All right. So one of two things are going to happen in the second period. Either Florida's going to go up 4-0 or it's going to be a 2-2 game. I don't see it going any other way. Vegas has to figure it out though. Like we're really missing Mark Stone, but big shot smacks Marchand. Eichel with a good turnover recovery. Barbashev chopping it up, cutting it up, trying to shove it past Bob. And a good couple of saves by Bobrovsky. Of course, he had Marchand on him the entire time. Let's see that replay. I hate Brad Marchand. I really do. Kick Eichel out. Of course, ref, if he would just drop the damn puck, then we could hurry up and get on with this last 40 seconds. Out on the low boards just outside the Vegas zone. Saad gets it. Passes it straight to Rodriguez. Unfortunately, Theodore's going to send it around the backboards to McNabb, who gets stuffed by Rodriguez. Barshev able to get it to Eichel. Eichel buys some space. We got 10 seconds. I wish he could have gotten that a little. Oh, right out front, but choked up on the stick was Shea Theodore. And Florida's going to be content to ride into the second period with the 1-0 lead. Shots are 5-5 as we go to intermission. We will be back in a bit here. Y'all enjoy the break. run through the last couple commercials as I check the things I was just sent to make sure everything is a-okay. Drive might be a little too big, but the screw should be perfect. Cool. Hopefully. To double check on those. And as we're waiting to come back, Vegas is gonna have to figure something out. These are actually pretty nice. And got the clip. That might actually. This clip's actually snug. Right on, dude. I might actually have decent brakes on my bike for the first time. Fucking dope. Oop. Hang on. Cool. All right, we are back for puck drop. And Florida's going to win it. Dumping it all the way in, tipped up, and Barbashev battling, able to get across, and McNabb tips it out to Eichel, who resets. Back to Eichel. Sorry, McNabb poked ahead by Barbashev. He goes up the low boards. Saad trying to make some magic happen. Puck goes all the way down. Theodore back up the ice. And the puck's on the low boards, low corner of the Vegas zone. Ekblad throws it out to the center, and Lusterninen's going to storm right into the zone. McNabb putting on pressure. Ends up with the puck. Gets it to Saad, who gets it to Eichel. Eichel's looking for a change. I know he is. Yep, he lost the puck and just hangs his head and skates away to go get the change. He should have dumped it and gone for the switch already. That was saying there's just no continuity. Like no. Like I said, Florida was a team struggling and Vegas was a team vibing, and the vibe's off. But it's also, we're kicking off a lot of rust. Dorofeyev takes the pass from Marner, and Dorofeyev's going to go to the box for tripping. I don't think he got the stick good on Jones. I think he was playing the puck, and Jones walked over his stick. He did play the puck. That's the thing. He did play the puck, and in the process of playing the puck, Jones kind of stepped over his stick or slid over his stick. Is what it is. Face off to the right of Schmid. It's funny. There are a lot of reasons to get kicked out of a face off, but at any given time, it is anybody's guess what the ref is actually calling, because so many of these look perfect. The only thing is the ref isn't dropping the puck. He like fakes them out. Puck on the high wall of the Vegas zone, high dot. Lundell gets it down to Samoskevich, loses it in the corner, tries to get back. Sissons tries to swing for the fences, ends up putting it into Reinhardt's skates. Down to the low board, centered, and the puck's going to clear. 30 seconds gone in the power play, 2 minutes gone in the period. Theodore down fighting Samoskevich. Theodore gets it to McNabb, who gets it up the wall, and it is sent down. We're 23rd on the penalty kill against the 9th power play. Dude, our penalty kill is so trash. Then again, our percentage could be the number of penalties we've had. And it's clear. Jones catches it in neutral. Back to the red line and in. White Cloud back, fighting with Reinhart for it. Florida controls at the high point. Jones to the high wall. Samoskevich skating up and down. Shoots. Fought off by Schmid. Marchand sends it all the way down to Lundell. Samoskevich has a free lane to the net. He doesn't take it. That was a wild decision. Glove save Schmid as it goes to the backboards. Lazan and White Cloud fighting with Lundell for it. Marchand and Samoskevich come in to help as Riley Smith ends up with it. 10 seconds left on the power play. That if they would have called that a trip, and I'd have been pissed. Back to full strength. Our penalty kill came through for I think that was the second penalty. Eichel gets a stick on it, can't get it clear. Puck to the low boards of the Vegas zone. Saw it trying to bounce it off the wall, ends up on Verhaeghe's stick. Shot goes wide right. Rodriguez under pressure from Eichel. Ekblad has it up at the blue line past to Verhaeghe, who knocks it out of the air. Ekblad, top of the low circle, shooting it. Blocker save. Schmid. Eichel doesn't get it clear. Stop freaking out, guys. Get the puck out of the zone. Theodore makes a good play on Verhaeghe. Dorofeyev finally does get it out of the zone. Eichel's up. He almost gets tripped. Able to maintain. Trying to get it to Saad. Ekblad made a great play to stop that pass coming through. I don't want to say Eichel should have gone down, but Eichel should have gone down. Korzak almost set. Gadjevich almost connects with Greer beating Korzak again. Korzak does not look good tonight. He's getting beat and then making the worst decision. Korzak can't handle the puck, can't get a shot off on a beautiful setup. That poor kid is not doing good right now. Everybody lost that puck. Hutton out from behind Schmid. Just across into the Florida zone and sent back out. Hutton again. Up to Hurdle, who feeds it into Barbashev. Barbashev makes a cut. Hurdle recovers, tries to spin and shoot. Can't get it on net. Barbie protecting. Good job protecting. Vegas keeps the puck in. Hurdle down in the low corner. Sorry, high corner. Comes back up the high wall, but Howden loses the puck. And we have an icing. $14-19 to go in the second period. Dude, Ekblad went down so early. Eichel should have known he had to go high, but he didn't. Yeah, it is what it is. Probably should have just shot it, kept it low, aimed for the left pad, and hope it comes out towards Barber or Assad on the other side. Shots are 8-7 Florida. Not a lot of opportunities either way in this game. But the problem is a lot of defensemen are taking a lot of shots from very, very far away. Dude, Whitey is +5. I think I said +5 for the last 4. Not bad. All right, Whitey out of his own zone, feeds it up to the red line. It's dumped in. Sissons and Howden to follow. Howden tries to cut out Samoskevich. Lazan ends up with this shot, misses the net, goes into the high corner. Florida comes away with it, but Carly's able to get it down to White Cloud, who gets tripped by his own man. And now Lazon's in trouble. Great play by Lazon, getting a hand on that pass to keep the opportunity from happening. Sissons loses the puck in the zone. Bad turnover again. We got to be smarter than this, guys. Boquist. Samoskevich shoots. Good save, Schmid. White Cloud throws it all the way up. Forsling handles it to Ekblad. Down to Marchand and right back in. Lundell chasing versus White Cloud. Holtz ends up with it in the low corner. Up the low boards. Howden trying to make a play. Gets hit by Ekblad. And Vegas gets it out. Immediately turned right back around. No chance for changes for Vegas. Shot ends up hitting Lazon in front of the net. Another shot hits Lazon's stick and goes up over the net. Oh, please stop buffering. There we go. Missed a few seconds there. Carlson all the way down the low boards in the Vegas zone. Quick turn and shoot. Ends up on the stick of Ekblad. Forsling finds the puck. Taking the low road out. And ends Vegas with it. Shot. Fought off by Bob Rofsky. That was a shot from Holtz from the top of the high circle. Vegas from the red line dumps it around. Low boards. Marchand gets it to Forsling in the high corner. Back to Marchand on the low boards. He'll feed it backwards. Ekblad from his own baseline off the wall, and Eichel ends up with it into the Florida zone. Eichel hard angle shot. Great rebound. Barbashev was a little wide. Marchand was ready to knock it to the low boards. Eichel right back in, trying again. He goes around the backside of the net, going out front. Cannot connect. Theodore goes to McNabb on the top of the high circle. High dot, low dot, and Eichel whiffs. Under pressure from Forsling. Theodore shoots, hits a body out front. Bunch of opportunities, just not connecting. Vegas catches the puck back at their own blue line. Barbashev in, makes a move. Puck goes up into the air. Barbie keeps it in and then gets tripped. No call. And off the crossbar, I think Schmid might have gotten a piece of it. I'm not sure how Barbashev right there. That wasn't a tripping. What the hell was that? There was no difference between what happened there and what happened to Jones. Florida catches an Ed. I don't know who that was. Puts himself almost into the boards. But back to the Florida blue line. Fed to the red line. Boquist trying to go deep. Hurdle has it. Low point. Gets it to Marner. Marner trying to skate away from Bennett. Into the corner behind the net. Fed out front. Nobody was there to take the pass. Great idea. Nobody home. Reinhart skates it out. Florida into the Vegas zone. Trying to go all the way across to Boquist. Not able. Marner has it. Headed right back up with Lazon on his left. He passes it ahead to Dorofeyev. The high boards. Dorofeyev one hands it in. Petrie cuts it off. Belinsky's going back the other way. He catches an edge. Again, Florida's ice is trash. Always has been, always will be, but they like it that way because they get more used to it than any other team. Although I do feel the ice should be a minimum standard. That was definitely a high stick. But White Cloud's just going to go back and play it because it's in the Vegas zone. Up ahead, Howden not able to skate away with it. White Cloud makes a play on it. Dude, what is going on right now? Howden and Sissons touch it. That was just chaos on the red line at the box. Sent all the way down. Greer in the low corner of the Vegas zone. Plays it up the high boards. Weird bounce. Ends up giving Sissons the ability to knock it out of the zone. Circling right back the other way. Going in fast as Lundell. He makes a great move on Lazon. Goes back to the behind the net. Feeds it to the point. Jones. Little shot pass goes into the low corner. Fed away by White Cloud. Holtz gets it across. Korzak fucks up again. Or is that Lazon? Lazon's going to end up with a hooking penalty. That wasn't Korzak. I'm sorry, Caden. Extra attacker for the Panthers. And now it's touch. So Florida's going to another power play. I don't know if I've ever seen a hook with the stick over the top like that. Oh, who's that? Absolutely guilty, but the fact, let's see. Yeah, it's their third power play to Vegas's one. I disagree with that wholeheartedly. But I said a lot of interference. A lot of just skating in front of guys, even though the puck's not there. But all right, 30 seconds killed off the power play. Just over 8 minutes to go in the second period. Reinhardt trying to cut up the middle, met by Riley Smith and William Karlsson. Puck gets in though, fed back up the low boards. Goes up to the high point, down to Jones on the low point. He can't handle the pass, recovers, gets it to Samiskevich in the low corner. All the way back to the high wall. Everybody cycling. Marchand in front of the net looking for a tip. Shot from the point by Jones goes wide of the net. Back to Jones. Low dot shot by Reinhardt. I think hit the post. But it is cleared all the way back. 40 seconds on the power play. 7 1/4 to go in the period. Florida headed right back in. Pass over to Rodriguez. He sends it back to the point. Nobody home. Ekblad has to chase it down into the Florida zone. Ekblad coming in. Passes it to the low boards. Lusterinen couldn't quite handle it, but the battle. Korzak down low. Trying to get it to Eichel. Can't quite do it. Eichel versus Bennett. Bennett ends up going down. I think he just caught it. I think he leaned on his stick and he got his stick kind of pulled out from him. Lazon gets out of the box. Bad position. Lusterinen tries to do a backhand amongst the chaos, and it caught the left pad of Schmid. Lusterinen skates back in. Oh, full chaos mode happening in the Vegas end of the ice. We need to get clear now that we're back to even strength. Lusterinen shoots again, saved by Schmid. Forsling tosses it behind the net, comes back to Lusterinen on the low wall. He'll go behind the net to Rodriguez. Up to Forsling on the point. Circle, shot. It comes down to the low boards. Mikkola. Vegas is in a lot of trouble right now. Mikkola versus Marner. Florida wins right up front. What a great blocker save by Akira Schmid. Holy shit. There we go. Eichel skating in. Tries to shoot. Doesn't exactly get it deep. Finally does, and we're able to get a change. Holy hell. Forsling from behind his own net passes it up ahead. Theodore will chase it down. Greer came in and just swiped that from Theodore. What a shame. Yeah, we're counting down to 5 minutes to go, and this has just been, Akira Schmid he doesn't deserve this loss, that's for sure. Yeah, this a meme that's always cracked me up. It's the logo, like this one's the Alabama logo, but it's the like say take the Vegas logo, the space before it is, oh boy, am I excited to watch my favorite team play. And then the entire thing is I went off myself. And then afterwards, yay, we won. I just remembered Miami's playing. Let's take a quick look over there. Seven nothing Stanford over Miami in these ugly ass and green uniforms. At least I fucking hate them. I dig the shit out of the black helmet though. What are we doing? Beck, what are you, dude? What are we doing? Okay, I didn't realize they were camos. I still don't like the pea green. I'm not gonna lie. I dig the shit out of the helmet. I don't like that there's no orange on it, even though we're doing the camos. Like the fatigue game. I know it well, but you can't come and get your ass kicked. Like Beck's just throwing the ball in the air, praying for something. Dude's getting. At least the punter can punt. I guess there's something that's working for Miami. Ooh, Howden loses a glove trying to make it around Petrie to beat the puck down. Kolasar trying to race Balinskis, put some pressure on, but Balinskis gets the puck in behind, or to Schmid. Nab trying to swing it up the boards. It goes nowhere. Kolasar loses his skate as he's trying to make his way to the puck. Puck ends up on Schmid. He's able to cover. White Cloud gets it up and out, and Florida's going to come right back in. Verhaeghe makes a great move, has Schmidt fully committed, but loses the puck on his way across. This is about to get ugly for us, gentlemen. Dorfeev's able to get the puck to Marner. Marner makes a great play to get it back to Hurdle. Into the zone. Hurdle just keeps making the play himself. Misses the net wide. Up to Whitecloud, down to Hurdle. To the point. Hurdle. Whitecloud from center point. Shot goes right up into the air. And Florida's going to make their way out. Rodriguez sends it to the high wall for Reinhardt. He's going to send it back to the center. Good play, Dorfeev, to stop that, but he loses it to Verhaeghe, who shoots. And Schmidt gives up a rebound right up to the middle. And Verhaeghe shoots again, and Schmidt's able to belly it. Good Lord, man. Derek Stevens, that dude's a nice guy. Used to go down and party a lot, hang out at Fremont Street. I'd rather go into a club, just go watch the cover band play and then hang out at Four Queens. And that dude's a nice guy. Met him more than once. It looks like he's kind of toned his suit game down a little bit, which is a shame. What? Huh. That's what I thought. All right. I said I got some new brake pads. They're ceramic brake pads, so hopefully they won't get it. Hoping they'll stay a little bit cooler, and the pad won't go too fast. Got 4 pairs of them, which is nice. Damn, I shouldn't have thrown that away. Oh well. Just under 3.5 to go. Vegas wins the face-off in their own zone. Theodore makes a nice little move, but loses the puck. Luckily, Eichel's there to bail him out. Puck down to the low boards. Marchand feeds it around. Theodore up the boards, and Florida keeps it in. Down to Theodore. How is that not a hook? What? Good Lord. Florida is getting away with everything. The fact that Florida has 1 penalty is obnoxious. Carlson makes a great play, causes disruption, and then Carlson gets ripped to the ice. How is that not a hook? Riley gets tripped. No worries about that. All the way down the low boards. Holtz is able to get it down to Riley Smith, trying to get it to Carlson, and they just miss each other. Great pass. Carlson just missed. Lazan going hard against Samiskevich with Jones to help. But comes out to the center. That should have been, I'm going to guess they'll call that interference, which it probably should have, or incidental, which it probably should have been interference because there was hard contact in front of the Florida net. Minute 40 to go. Free puck. Gadjevich chases into the low corner of the Vegas zone. Comes right out front, but Kolasar's there. He's able to get it in on net, and it'll be gloved by Bobrovsky. Let's take a little bit of a look at what happened to Carlson there. All right, now show the contact. I'm going to come back in a second. Dude, that should have been 100% been interference on Florida. 100%. You can see him chase. I should have looked for the number, but you can see him chase. Our guy's going in front of the net as this guy's coming in. This guy's watching our guy the entire time. And as our guy turns around, he's right there to throw the stick at him. That was bullshit. Like I said, it's anybody can argue with me as much as they want. You think that looking at Vegas and Florida, Florida has one penalty to Vegas is 3, and that's like, oh yeah, no, 100%. That's exactly how it should be. I got a fucking bridge to sell you. Wraparound try for Howden fought off by Bob. Shot off a stick. Another shot by Kolasar. Sissons almost got hit in the face, but he made a nice little move to deflect it. Puck comes rolling in. Kolasar could not quite get connected with it. Another shot on Bob, kicks it to the high wall. Under a minute to go. And now Reinhardt's going the other way. I wish they wouldn't do those angles. Like I like those angles, but it makes it pretty tough to call shit out. Rodriguez versus Hutton. Vegas comes away with it, but not clear. Under 30 seconds, Forsling to the high point. Fed down low. Across the middle, great shot. Great pass, great shot. Reinhardt does not beat Schmidt. And he's going to ice it, which I wish we wouldn't do. 14 and a half to go in the second period. Puck comes all the way around. Hutton's able to get it up, but not out. And with less than 5 seconds to go, Vegas is going to just go off the skate of one of his own guys, and we're clear. This game is not... I feel like this game would be a little more fun to watch on the Vegas side if Vegas looked good. But Florida's playing on home ice. Their 4 wins come on home ice. It's easy to see why. So, all right, y'all know the drill. We'll be back after intermission. Enjoy the timeout. What up, Jesus? Having a rough guy? It happens, buddy. That's why tomorrow. I don't fucking know. I was trying to be somewhat insightful, but I got nothing to fucking say. Man, I woke up feeling like absolute dog shit, and I have slowly stayed consistent. Fucking Aspinall Gane fight. What a disaster that was. I did see. My boss just informed me that Alec Martinez was doing the intermission report. I did not know that. I have not stayed around for any of the intermissions. So rough. There's got to be some. The Vegas Mac crew gambling to keep me entertained while we're losing. It was 3 days ago. Puck right into the Florida zone. No connection to get it towards the net. Hang on, my thing keeps saying the audio bit rate, but when I look at it, zero lower. Okay. Whatever, it's fine. Puck on the low board. Sod fighting. Porcelain comes away with it into neutral. Eichel chasing him down. And everybody goes for a change. McNabb back. Dorofeyev up to Hurdle, and Hurdle loses it just inside the zone. White Cloud has it. And that was offsides. That should have been offsides. I couldn't see who it was on the high side, but kind of stumbled over the line. Good idea on that pass attempt, but doesn't get through. However, Dorofeyev can't get through Jones. He ends up getting through, though. And now Vegas headed back the other way. Florida dumps it in deep into the corner. Bat out to the low boards. Dorofeyev pokes it ahead and all the way back. Florida back the other way, tips it in. We're not going to. We're kind of forcing the puck a little bit. Zahn gets it to Smith. Looked like Carlson was trying to go for a change. Zahn comes in with a good hit on Simiskevich. How is that not interference and tripping? I was not involving the puck whatsoever. Puck back into the Florida zone. Holtz. Theodore towards the net. Hits the skate of Balinskis, who works it forward to Simiskevich. All the way across. Shot. Hits Korzak. Big block. Korzak. Attaboy. He's been struggling all game, so it's good to see him get something like that. Out in one hands it into the zone in a battle against Mikkola. Good play. Howden puts it right on the stick of Mikkola, unfortunately. And then Howden goes to hit Mikkola. Mikkola's a much bigger boy, but I thought he left his feet. Then it turns around to talk shit to Howden because Howden's on one with number 77 right now. And Vegas clears it all the way down for an icing. Yep. right off the side of Korzak's knee. Okay, that's sick. Just over 3 minutes gone in the third period. Vegas is definitely on attack, but not a lot of shots getting through the net. Shots are 18-12 at the moment. Florida getting a bunch of power plays, gave him a bunch of opportunities. Luckily, Schmidt, I say luckily, but Schmidt has been playing his ass off. White Cloud losing the battle behind the net. Puck comes out front. It's still loose, and then Florida scores, dude. Like, you can't give up the puck from behind the net or behind the net. Just throw it right out in front, guys. We needed to lose. Like I said, there is no reason the distance between game 7 and game 8 is 5 days. Just like there was no reason the first Friday of the season had no hockey games. And then the first Sunday had one. Whatever, bound to happen. It sucks. But it is what it is. I said, I just wish we could get a call from time to time because there's no reason Florida should have one penalty right now. Vegas dumps it in. 4 minutes gone in the third period. Barbashev out of his own zone up to Theodore, who dumps it in. Bob sets it for Forsling. Across the ice and 2-on-1 coming back the other way. How does that happen? And then Schmid makes a great save but drops the puck. Puck comes right back out into danger. Marner's now fighting for his life. Good grief, guys. Mikula putting pressure on Barbashev, forces the puck in, but Marner does a good job to get the puck back. Hurdle making some moves in front of the net. Can't get free of all the sticks. There were a lot of red jerseys right there. Lazon. Oh, the Sod, but Sod can't get the shot off. Why are we trying to shoot from so far away, guys? We have options. Korzak loses the battle, but Sod's able to get it to Dorofeev to hurdle to Sod, and Florida takes it back in their own zone. Icing on Florida. Good grief, guys. Shots are 21-13 Florida. Yep. And there goes White Cloud being pissed. Instead of taking it on your stick, Zach, take it out on somebody with the red jersey. Just a nice, clean hit. But put him down. So Cole Schwint is the one that scored. Of course he did, playing against us. Oh, we just hit a post. Riley Smith battling for it, but Florida gets it out. Theodore from his own zone. Back down to the low boards. The Carlson, who sends it around the back of the Florida net towards the net, sent to the back wall by Bob. Carlson gets it up the low boards to White Cloud. Early to Holtz. Holtz gets it out high, but Hutton's a little too relaxed on that. I don't know if they scored because it's buffering. They didn't score, thank goodness. Dude, this is just a hard game to watch right now. Our defensive guys are taking a very lazy route to keeping the puck safe. They're trying to play the pass, and if you like I said, they're standing in the passing lane and then trying to play the puck instead of making their way to either or, dude. Go to the guy making the pass or go to the guy catching the pass, but stop sitting in the middle trying to knock the puck out of the air. Like there's a couple guys I trust with it, but it ain't them. Florida unable to clear. They finally do, and it's going to be another icing. 13 and a half to go in the third. Ugh. Let me just look this up real quick because I'll do it on this one because I'm gonna have to do this when we get done while there's still a couple minutes of light out. Florida wins the face off in their own zone and clears. Marner making his way to the low dot has to circle back towards the point. Tries to get it to Eichel. He does. Eichel making some moves, trying to get the puck somewhere. And he loses it. Trying to do too much, man. Florida all the way down into the Vegas zone. Up to the high point. Jones feeds it down the high board. Lundell has it, but it gets knocked out by Barbashev. Mikula is going to bring it right back in against Korzak. Sends it around the back of the net. Feed to the front, ends up on Orfeev's stick. The guys are outside. Korzak trying to get it deep. He does. Orfeev back behind the net. Sod versus Mikula. Orfeev ends up with it. Tries to get it towards the net, and Bob's going to glove it. 11:47 to go in the third. Good Lord. Lost Toronto Maple Leafs bet because it was 1-2. Damn, bro. Yeah, that's rough. Hang on once. Here we go. Trying to look up a couple of it. Hope Blue Jays win, bro. Otherwise, I'm just chill for a week. Hey, exactly, man. Dude, it's been very uneventful. I woke up feeling like absolute dog shit. And so I was gonna hop in Discord and watch the UFC fights with the boys. And I by the time I finally got moving around, it was the last two fights. And I got morning blues, but UFC was bored. Yeah, it just no, I felt like dog shit because I've been sick. And so today, like I've been getting better, but today I didn't sleep. Like it was just a mess. But yeah, I finally got to watching the fights, and I watched the second to last fight, which I just kind of had it on in the background. And then I watched. I was excited for Aspinall Gane because Aspinall's fought once in like 2 years, I'm a huge Tom Aspinall fan. I've been wanting to watch him. I make fun of John Jones, knowing who John Jones is, but I make fun of him for dodging Aspinall. And but yeah, and then Gane just straight up pulls a John Jones and pokes Aspinall in the eye. A finger to each eye. And everybody's like, well, it's um it was no contest because of incidental eye poke. And I'm like, I disagree. I don't think that was incidental or accidental. It's when you go towards a guy's face, like there's reaching for distance when your shoulders and lower. When you go at a guy's eyes and your fingers are out, like I have a hard time believing that's accidental. Like I said, that's what John Jones has done his entire career. Florida going back the other way. But yeah, it was like I wish Aspinall really went off. Like he said he was pissed, and I loved his reaction to the crowd because the crowd's booing. He's like, "What are you booing at me for? I didn't do the poke." Theodore throws it at the net, and Bobrovsky's gonna glove it. We're getting opportunities, but Vegas cannot score to save their lives. Shout out to Bobrovsky, but we got to start getting better opportunities on net. But yeah, as soon as I saw him get poked, I was like, this is over. Like that was brutal. And then of course Tom couldn't open his eye, and it was like, yeah, well, yeah. I was rather annoyed by the fights. This game, bro. Much like, hey, cheers, buddy. I appreciate you stopping by, brother. I'll be here tomorrow at 2 if you're around, my man. But enjoy the game. I did see the Grand Slam, so hopefully Toronto's still leading by a mile. Yeah, sounds good, bro. Yeah, hand pass. 11 minutes to go in the third. And we are in trouble. Mm. Fuck that. That should be a high stick by Holtz, but Florida's going to play it. Bennett works it up and out. Boquist trying to cross Korzak. Korzak did a good job there. Zahn fighting against Boquist. Riley Smith tries to get it out. Lusternin might have just taken a high stick, but I have zero sympathy for Florida or for a missed penalty because Florida's been getting away with murder all game. Halfway through the third period. And there you go. Wrap around for Schmid because he didn't know where the puck was. Oh, that's the wrong one. Just no defense tonight. Oh, since the cup final matches, nice. Give it up to the Cats. It happens. We've had a couple wins in there. It's all right. Like I said, we're still missing Stoney, which is a big key to our offense. As good as we did against like Calgary I think Calgary. Schmidt. The thing is though, Schmid got no help tonight. Like we couldn't score. Bobrovsky played great. Most of our shots were from the blue line, which is bad. There they score again. Nope, not quite. Okay. But yeah, it is what it is. We were bound to lose one. And as always, you got to remember a lot of the wins for Florida come at home because they keep their ice shitty just the way they like it. And so it's Florida has one of the best home ice advantages in the league because of that. So Buffalo Hombre Cincinnati's last game, and Wildcats said, no, yeah. No, and that's exactly what it is on top of missing guys. Like, you're 100% right. I mean, there is no, I was talking about it earlier. There is like the hockey season started. The first Friday, there were 0 games. That same Sunday, there was 1 game. And then after 7 games, Vegas has 5 days off. It makes 0 sense. I don't know what the hell the NHL is thinking. I think, I've said it since their first year. I think the Golden Knights coming in and having their first year going to the finals, they embarrassed the NHL. And the NHL's just had it out for them ever since. Totally a conspiracy theory, but their schedule has been a shit show the last couple of years. Battle for it in the high corner. Korzak's going to be the one to come away with it, getting hassled by Verhage. Gets it to Hurdle across the red line, dumped in deep. Saw it chasing it down. He's going to be met by Jones. In the high corner of the Florida zone, Hurdle coming away with it, trying to get it up the boards. Mikola's all wrapped up in them, but of course, we're not going to call a penalty on the red jerseys. Holy cow, they called Marchand for the trip and then decided that Florida could do no wrong the rest of the game. There have been interferences, there have been holds, there have been hooks. On top, and that's on top of our defense playing like trash and our offense taking way too many shots from over 50 feet. But it is what it is. Like I said, I can only say it as many times. I keep saying it is what it is. That's my own coping mechanism, and I apologize. Riley Smith shoots, and it's gloved by Bobrovsky. I say it's one of those things, Boston Florida has had the exact opposite start the back-to-back champ should have, and Vegas has been on fire. We're bound to have our first loss. Hopefully, when we go to Tampa tomorrow, the ice, usually anywhere but Florida, the ice is in better shape. My worry is we're going to be, Tampa showed their colors in preseason, and I got no respect for those guys anymore. Not that that means anything. But so now we're tired and beat up from playing Florida. We're pissed off because we lost. And now we're going to go in tomorrow against a dirty Tampa team. I'm worried somebody's going to get hurt. I'm worried someone's going to get real hurt. Come on, commercial. Let's hope we can burn through the rest of this loss with minimal stoppages so that I got some work to do on a bike that I would like to do with sunlight. It's just such a shame. Oh shit, I forgot about the Miami football game. I'm sure they're getting their ass kicked too. Oh, it's 7-7 at halftime. That's all right. It's only another unranked team, you losers. Dumped in by Vegas, played by Balinskis. Boquist loses it to Riley Smith. He throws it towards the middle. Puck bouncing around. Oop. Puck's just flying everywhere, sticks everywhere, bouncing. Puck goes wide of the net. Good grief, man. Boquist and Simiskevich missed. Riley Smith takes it down to the low boards, goes behind the net. Holt's trying to make a miracle play. Back down to Riley Smith out front. Nobody there. Shot in White Cloud. And Bob makes a glove save. That thing would have gone wide of the net anyway, but it was a good catch. Oh, good grief. I can't handle it. Actually, at least when Miami lost to Louisville, it was sandwiched by a Golden Knights win. So hopefully if it works the opposite way this time, if we're going to lose this one. "17 shots. We're going to go right back to averaging like 20 shots a game. That's what I'm saying. Like, please, can you give us a prayer? Can you give us some hope? Can you pretend that you're almost going to score? We're getting shut out and we've only hit one post. Like, good grief. All right. Well, what's going on new in the? Oh man, it went away. I'm like, let's see what's going on in the Twitterverse. The first thing I saw was Oreos and ice cream. And I was like, okay, that's a bad sign, man. Huh. Louisiana's got some venison burritos, huh? That sounds actually fantastic. Would really like to. It's like, if we're not going to score, can we at least burn through with no stoppages? Just keep the puck in play, no icing. Like, we already know we're not going to put shots on net, so just go ahead and miss. Need to crack my back. Oh, okay. That makes sense. I mean, that's now there's no point in watching. When the commentators come on and say, "Oh yeah, Vegas," they probably said it a bunch earlier. Vegas, the last team in the NHL without a loss. It's like, oh, okay, so we were destined to lose this one. Zach, off the wall, up ahead, right back the other way. Gadovich takes a hit. Oh, and he just punched Lazon. They're going to get Lazon and Gadovich. Lazon just got punched in the head. Wild. I wish I cared. Yes, that was a missed hit. That was absolutely missed. 100%. It makes sense as to why Gadjevich punched him. 100%. Do I feel an ounce of sympathy for the Florida Panthers after everything they've done this game? I couldn't give a shit less, especially about Gadjevich. 100% Lazon got away with one there. 100% Gadjevich should come out and just go straight for a fight with Lazon. Don't care. Dude, ref, drop the puck instead of faking it. How about we do that? Will you drop the fucking line judges, man? All right, this power play ain't going to be clean. Marner leaves it back for Eichel. At the blue line, Eichel in. Bullshit, dude. Dude, it's a big time understatement to say Mark Stone is a big piece of the power play. We learned that last year. He's a cultivator of goals, man. He knows what to have everybody do, when to have them do it, and he directs it like a symphony. But of course, he catches a slew foot and breaks his wrist, and oh, ha ha ha. How silly. Stone fell over totally on accident, said the refs probably. Dorofeyev trying to do something with it, gets it down to Hurdle. Hurdle loses his stick. Pretty sure it just got slashed out of his hands, but Eichel sending it down to Martyr. I must be seeing things because it looked to me like Hurdle just got his stick slashed out of his hand. 40 seconds to go on the power play, 4 minutes to go in the game. Barbashev makes a great play. Can't beat the stick, heading back to the point. I told you it was going to be trash. All right, no stoppages, no icings, no out of plays. Let's just get this. No offsides. Back to full strength. Gadjevich dumps it in. Never mind, he tries to, but he can't. Gadjevich's going to go over and talk shit. It should be too many men because he's standing on the ice, but I'm just talking shit at this point. Don't listen to me on that one. Hutton and Carlson can't control the puck. Samoskevich actually has some pep in his step, but Whitecloud gets there first. Back to Whitey, over to Hutton. High stick on Brett Howden. Like obviously it's a high stick when you hit a guy in the face, but I have a my feelings are if the guy is bent over to waist to where his head is where his waist is and he gets hit with a stick, that should not be a high stick. I said, hey, game was over a long time ago. Is what it is. We'll be back tomorrow, 2 o'clock for Vegas against Tampa or at Tampa. Assistance clears it. Jones back down low to Reinhardt. Reinhardt shoots and misses. Puck all the way out of the zone. 45 seconds to go on the power play. A minute 30 to go in the game. Well, not exactly worth watching, but we watched it. If nobody's here, I'm just going to take off. This game's over. Hopefully, I'll see some of y'all tomorrow.